It's finals time in the Shute Shield, which means sudden death for the losing side today. Third-placed Manly have been constants near the top of the table for most of the season, though a crucial loss in their penultimate round saw them bumped out of the top two. Norths were made to work hard for their place in the six, but the Shoremen will be strengthened by the return of captain Al Baxter. This is Manly and North, the first elimination final of the Shute Shield. Hello, I'm Stephanie Brants. Welcome to Coogee Oval. It is great to have you joining us as finals footy gets underway. Well, Norths had a reasonable start against the Woodies last week, but fell away in the second half as the minor premiers coasted home, while Manly enjoyed a 6-point win over Randwick to finish off their home and away season. Now, before we get the latest on the run-on sides for today, Steve Rebillard takes us through the highlights of the final round of competition.
What should have been a playoff warm-up for Easts turned into something of a nightmare at Wallara. Eddie Payer yellow-carded for a trip in the opening minutes. It's hard for a ref to miss those bright boots, Eddie. Penrith wasted no time making them pay, with Dave Coventry barging over with a bit of help from his mates. You wouldn't have guessed the Emus had little to play for. Paula Katoa to Cornelio Burgess. But how about the hands from Easts? Ed Branack to Matt McGann off the laces from the big fella. Still, the Beasts lacked the required urgency and Penrith helped themselves to a third first-half try, an anticlimactic touchdown from Mark Murray. Although they just couldn't buy a conversion, the Emus kept the points coming, Lachlan Porteous over for their fifth try. Even so, when Angus Sinclair scored midway through the second for East to lead 27-25, the visitors' dream looked doomed. There were more twists in this fairy tale though. Two more unconverted tries had them up 35-27. East did get across the line one more time through Damon Anderson, but Penrith had done enough to grab their third win of the season and their second against a top six side away from home. Yes, they also beat Randwick by a point in round 6. Well done the Emus, 7 tries to 5. As surely as spring follows winter, Uni hit September in threatening form. At Pittwater Rugby Park, they turned it on out wide. Tom Carter setting up Michael Hodge for the first of plenty. Fullback Bernard Foley slots seamlessly into the lineup. No matter where he plays, his speed and judgment were on full display against the Rats. This was the pick of the first half tries, with Foley again piercing Warringa's right side defence. Tim Davidson proved more than handy support, and the students had a stranglehold on the game, up 26-0 at the break. Ed Doyle did prize an error from Foley with a charge down, yielding the Rats' only try. But Foley made amends with a stunning 50-metre solo effort, stepping and weaving his way through the traffic to complete his hat-trick. He'll be a key asset in the finals. Alangahu converted 5 of their 7 tries and the victory assured them of a second-place finish. The return of Willie Rippier to fly half allowed Manly to shift Ben Seymour to fullback, and they combined beautifully for the wide cutout. Seymour read it well, and the Marlins were on their way to a first-half romp at Manly Oval. The Randwick pack was being well and truly sorted, and Stu Dickinson picked a penalty try out of this mess. Manly up 31-5 after 40. The Southern was clearly the scoring end. Bebu Takiri started the Randwick revival. Tries to Sean Foley and Al McFarlane, then this one to Tim Wright got the visitors to within 6 points, but Manly found some defence in the last 10 minutes to win a seesawing game. So 39-33 it was, with Adam Fryer amongst Randwick's 5 try scorers, the result not changing either team's position within the top 6. In our match of the day, the Woodies whacked North to TG Milner 8 tries to 1. Gordon trailed by 9 at half-time but ran down the Pirates to win by 13 at Chatswood. And Southern finished their season on a positive note with a 36-20 win over Parramatta. Eastwood won the E.S. Mark Shield by a staggering 17 points. The students made a strong run into second, then Manly just 3 back. Interestingly, East's, Randwick and North's all lost in the last round before the playoffs. The Rebels just a bonus point win out of the top 6, then Gordon, West Harbour and Warringa. Parramatta's 5 wins were 5 more than last year. Well done, lads. The Emus get the spoon, but will fondly remember that last outing at Wallara.
Yes, all or nothing for Manly and Norths today, and Steve Rebillard, a tough one to pick.
Well, Steph, there was so little between Manly and Norths last time they met. This one looks a super elimination semi. But on the evidence of last week's loss at TG Milner, a heavy one for Norths, Brett, they've got some short-term memories to get over.
I think they'll be okay. They'll be able to put it behind them. But, yeah, 52 unanswered points after leading Eastwood last week. They do have to tighten up in defence particularly. And against Manly, that won't be easy. I mean, they started last week very, very well against Randwick. Leaked some points late to win 39-33, but apparently were really good in the first half. Big forward pack Manly, hard to beat. Norths will have their work cut out. Cam Crawford missing, and I think they'll miss him.
Yeah, a couple of players back for Manly. Let's have a look at their team sheet. And in particular, I think, you know, with Rippier back at 10, Seymour shifted to 15, but strong there. Yeah,
Coleman also not playing in the 12 jersey. BJ Hartman moves there. Ben Seymour, apparently he's been quite successful at fullback. So their back division are excellent. I like their halves. Chris Scotty, one of my favourites. It's their big forward pack that has done the job pretty much for some seasons now for the Manly team. Gower and Neville, back row with Hooper, outstanding. Katoni Ali as well. Keep your eye out for him, a super talent. Front row's big. Good side.
Yeah, and an inspirational halfback and captain in Chris Cotty, for whom complacency won't be a problem.
We've been really focused on our training the last few weeks. North's been a really tough team for us this year, 2 close games and a difference of 4 or 5 points in the last one. So no complacency on our side of it at all.
And Robbie Coleman missing from your lineup?
Yeah, Robbie unfortunately didn't pass the fitness test for us. BJ's filling in at centre and he'll do a great job for us. He's been good all season.
North's stronger with the return of Al Baxter, weaker with the loss of Cam Crawford at 15.
That is true. Look, I think it's up front here that Baxter and Whittaker and CO, if they can match the set piece of Manly, they'll go a long way towards winning this game. I expect that they'll be in it for a long time. I really like their back row. Brahim and Gilbert, super around the ground at the breakdown. The halves are important. It's about errors today for Norths. If they can get parity of possession, not turn the ball over, they'll be in it for a fair way.
Well, Norths do need some improvement after a couple of close losses to Manly this year.
Yeah, look, we've looked at those games obviously, and we think probably with discipline and being able to build pressure and turn around. In both those games, we felt we played some good rugby, but missed out on getting the win through lack of discipline and just not building the pressure through the games. So, look, if we can turn that around, then it should be a good day for us.
And the wind could play a factor in today's game.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Coogee being windy ground, it does play a part, but we've dealt with those strategies during the week, both wind and rain, and hopefully we can overcome that.
Well, this is the end of the road for one of these two teams, but John Morrison knows he'll be back here tomorrow regardless, so no pressure for him. But will he get it right? Steph?
Thanks, Steve. We're about to find out. John, it seems to be pretty tough conditions here today and not a great warm-up for Norths last week.
No, it wasn't, but Norths will just have to put their loss to Eastwood last weekend behind them and concentrate on reeling in the Marlins. And you might think this is a fairly straightforward game for Manly. They've beaten Norths twice this year so far, but each of those wins have been by only 5 points. So I think this game is going to be closer than you first might think. The advantage Marlins have, though, is they go into this match having won 6 of their last 7 games, whereas Norths go in having only won 3 of their last 7. So I think that gives Manly the edge overall. But it's semi-final time. Could be closer than we think.
Indeed, and I know your heart lies with Norths, but are you tipping them?
I won't tip them today. I think Manly have learnt from last year. They were eliminated in their first elimination final last year. I think they'll be ready for this year. I'll tip Manly. All
right, we'll see how you go. Let's go back up to Steve and Brett.
Well, spring in Sydney, kind of. Shute Shield, semi-final time. Coogee Oval, sudden death for these two. Manly and Norths fighting to avoid elimination in week 1 of the playoffs. It's a good place to be. A bit breezy, but I think we'll be just fine. What about these boys? What can they show us that they didn't show us last week, Brett?
Well, last weekend, if nothing else, will have shown them just how much they have to improve. So they'll be mentally ready. The intensity will be up because they really did get embarrassed last week. They won't be today, I wouldn't think. Plenty of talk. AJ Gilbert.
Well, a dependable game for Manly, built around their formidable pack. That's what we expect.
Absolutely. A massive pack of forwards.
Dylan Sig not in this team today. Looked very, very good from 1 to 15.
Well, describing the venue as neutral doesn't really do it justice. Great location, fine stage for stirring rugby. How's it looking, Louise?
Well, Steve, Coogee Oval hasn't been a happy hunting ground for either side in 2011. Both teams lost the last time they were here. As far as the conditions, there's a blustery southwester, which is bound to cause some havoc. And we had blue skies and sun this morning, but there are some clouds threatening now.
Yes, they're lowering and they're getting thicker, and I don't know. Where's your brolly, Brett? Did you bring it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I never take an umbrella to the seaside.
But potentially, Al Baxter might be playing his last game. If they go out today, he's going to be scrum coach next year at Norths and might reappear, but that's down the track. AJ Gilbert at 8. I think his clash with Metasala today will be very interesting.
There's a few good clashes here. I think the tight fives, North's tight five, could be very fired up today. They'll need to be. Cam Crawford is the key factor. Whilst I probably would have tipped Manly anyhow, North's without Cam Crawford.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of attacking flair missing.
Yeah, we saw him take a heavy knock last week, and he just wasn't good enough to take part today, and that's full duty of care being exercised there, and we understand why that's happened, but it's terrible timing for the club. A little bit of a delay here while the Marlins gather themselves. They're in no hurry, make the opposition sweat. That's a very old tactic.
Yes, it is. And perhaps a little tired as well.
Anyway, here they come in their own sweet time.
Here they come.
Led out by Chris Cotty. He can play. One of the better halfbacks going around the Shute Shield, and a great leader and a non-stop talker, which is what you need out of your number 9.
They're the perfect link man, Chris Cotty, between backs and forwards.
I'm looking forward to seeing Ben Seymour at fullback. It'll just be his 3rd game there. He's normally at 10, and here's Cotty, tremendous club man, and like to take the Marlins a bit further. And Jacob Woodhouse in 14, so a slightly rejigged back line following that withdrawal of Robbie Coleman, who's got a neck injury that won't quite fix itself, so he's not able to take part. So BJ Hartman having just his 2nd game at 12 for Manly. But just about ready. James Leckie, a man in the middle for us.
Yeah.
TMO today.
Just
Ian Smith. It's getting darker and darker. You can almost sense it. Well,
are you right once we get telly? Yep.
An explosion of light on the ground, though. Stu Dickinson and Nathan Pearce looking after the sidelines for us today.
Thank you.
All right, moment of kind of eerie silence. Away we go. And North's left to right on your screens. And a slightly sloppy reception from them, but Zach Holmes almost spots a gap as he takes it just outside his 22.
Take him back.
And Scott Seo. Very good loose head prop, still barely 20. They could run themselves out of trouble here if they can break a tackle. Not quite. Bill Meeks in 11. Made it up to the 10 metres. Good progress. Evans to Holmes. Plenty of numbers here. Gilbert out in midfield. Shifted. Oh, they had one more quick pass and they really could have made some ground. Now, Samuwara. He's got good footwork and good hands. Got it away. And North's inside the Manly half now.
Leave it 8.
Getting good continuity here. Walton tests the line. The big second row is brought down just on the advantage line pretty much. Standing pretty deep. Evans to Holmes. Holmes has got a big gap. Holmes has got plenty of pace. One to beat. Oh, what a beautiful step from Zach Holmes on his way to the posts, and Norths are in.
Brilliant start. Brilliant play from Zach Holmes. Good team try. Coming out of their own 22 from the kickoff.
Well, they just looked after that ball so well. Error-free rugby.
This is the tail end. Steve Evans just took it across the park, tantalising the defence. Found a hole. Zach Holmes, hasn't he been a point-scoring find?
Well, poor Ben Seymour here is left absolutely cold. Shifted the wrong way. Holmes did him.
Well, as a defender, if you're head on with the ball carrier, it's tough for you because they can go either way. Much easier if you're coming from one side or another. try and con the ball carrier into going one way. Good feet, good speed, excellent start for Norths. Couldn't ask for more.
And in a sense, for the neutral observers, it's probably what the game needed. Get Norths into the game early and make Manly play their best to win it. We got something on here, John?
Well, they did indeed, and Norths took it there nicely, getting a bit of space. Here's Rory Walton, as you said, testing the line. It was good presentation. Stevie Evans just slips across the line, picks up Zach Holmes. Look at the footwork now. The footwork he puts on the fullback. Seymour had no chance. And I think second last time we saw Norths, they scored in the first minute. Well, they've just done it again. This time in an elimination semi.
All right. Lots of confidence there as AJ Gilbert accepts it. And CO. Gee, they're getting some possession here in the first few minutes, and they've cashed in too. They've got the conversion, of course, so 7 block, 3 gone. Gilbert. And a loose ball there and towed out. And lost forward, so it'll be a Manly scrum, and it's a good Manly scrum.
They've got the ball, Manly.
Stay there, Nick.
Yeah. That's good news for them. Fourth grade, third. West Harbour beat 6 Southern Districts, so Souths are gone. In third grade, Eastern Suburbs, a late try to put 6th place Eastwood out of the competition. They move on, but a bit of a turn-up in the second grade. Randwick, who finished 6th, that is a boil-over. Manly, a very good second grade team.
Randwick did that with 14 men for the last 10-15 minutes.
Well, Manly did have the ball, but they couldn't get it into the scrum.
Well, they went early on engagement there. Free kick against them.
Holmes. Wide and deep they're standing. And through has Ben Murray.
Still playing.
Evans just nudges it through. Seymour. Whoopsie. That's Ben Whittaker back there. And North's players gather around him to look after it. They're looking quite confident. Why wouldn't you be after scoring so early? We're not sure about that pass from Gilbert to CO. It was all right. We're not sure. Samuara's got a good one away to Whittaker. Whittaker runs over the top of Seymour like Lomu on Mike Cat.
He didn't need to kick it though, Whittaker.
And a gap spotted here. Woodhouse. Seymour. Hooper. And building.
Oh, what a tackle.
Mad Sailor brought down by Evans. Evans gives him a big smile. Did you like that? How's that pitch feel?
You don't see as much of that copybook tackling as you used to. The big fella, Metasella down the wing. Oh, cop that.
The shoulder, yeah, shoulder's at knee level. That's perfect.
And he has hit the deck hard too, the big man. Yes. There you go, kids. That's how it's done. Well done, Steve Evans.
Just thought it was disappointing they gave away possession there, North. So with that kick, they should have hung on to it and built the phase pressure.
Matt Wajau with the taking the line out, and the forwards doing the job. They really feel CO, Whittaker and Baxter up front can get the job done today.
2 blue around, 4 blue around.
Some similarities between these jerseys, with both teams having red stripes.
Yes, for those of you watching in black and white, Norths are in the red.
Well, that's going to find open space.
Who wants it? Well, they all want it, but who's got it? It's messy, and that'll be a Norths put in at the scrum.
They're off the pace here, Manly, and whilst they haven't had any ball, they just don't seem to have the same intensity. Haven't started with their game faces on, and they did lose this match last year, having finished 3rd to 6th place Randwick. They won't want it to happen twice.
No, they won't. And here's the second scrum of the match. The first one being decided by a free kick. So it'll be really interesting to see these two front rows engage. I'm actually looking forward to this front row battle.
Touch.
So Evans and the North's back line stacked right. Holmes, Murray, Samuara lost it. Oh, went backwards, so this is play on.
Interesting.
You agree with that call, Brett?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. He seemed to drop it, but regather it before it hit an opponent. Switch play, Wara.
BJ Hartman down at back plate.
Oh, yes, he just sort of moved it back with his left hand, so all good.
A man short, but they've got the ball, Manly.
Matasala. Good yards from him, and they'll get plenty of those for the next 72 minutes.
Offside this side, you've just an option.
Offside, they'll appreciate that. If they can get a good kick. Wind at their backs, Manly. Get a bit of territory. They're not yet in the game.
Well, two things Norths were talking about coming into this match was discipline in not giving away penalties and tackling. And if Stevie Evans has been taking them for tackling practice, nothing will get through their line.
Norths have had 75% of the ball through the first 8 minutes. Ball stolen at the front, but Dan Maraki has stolen it back. Cotty. Ripia, lovely wide ball. Oh, this is a lovely move, Seymour. Well tackled again, Corey Brown that time. And Norths have stolen it. Samawara, great footwork. He's pulled down from behind in a good tackle. Katoni Ali caught him. Gilbert. That's not a bad option. Nothing there for Manly. Who's quickest to it? Matasala back there.
Last foot, step.
Cotty. Oh, that's an average kick. And also like their field position here. And Smith, not his best, yes.
Well, he's played for Norths, of course. In fact, most of his rugby, I think, is at Norths. And Willie Brahim at Norths played a number of seasons down there at Manly. So it wasn't a bad option from North, the little kick. No one at home. Matasala did very well.
Well, they had penalty advantage there too, so it was worthwhile trying something.
Oh, not 5.
Yeah, there was a good decoy pod at the back of that Norths line out. Certainly drew attention there, but not straight. The execution at the front.
Not straight. I thought it was maybe not because it hadn't gone 5 metres, but he'd thrown it straight to him as opposed to into the middle.
Make sure he caught it.
Yeah, well, and difficult not to do that, I think, sometimes. Just instinct.
Yeah. It's not so much a throw-in as a pass.
Yeah.
Crouch. Pause.
Looking good,
Engage.
North.
Good scrum from North. This one's very rocky. And Gilbert's got it. Smiler. Murray. Samawara. Corey Brown. 5 metres out. North's on a roll here. Gilbert wants it. Gilbert leaves the Gilbert. I'm going to give you some credit there, John, for last week. The Gilbert was on the Gilbert. Oh, very close here. Couple of metres, North. Manly defence being well and truly tested here as they try and see off a second try from the Shoreman. Oh, Gilbert smashed.
Playing advantage.
He wasn't.
Evans. Well, there's a chance here. It's just through the hands. Murray. Try.
Wow.
Ben Murray gets the second inside 11 minutes.
Well, they led Eastwood 10-0 last week and were overrun. Now, have they woken Manly up? This is soft in the end. Just a brilliant scrum a minute or so ago where they turned the ball over. Managed to hang on to it. Evans really asking some questions of the defence. That's a big hole. Ben Murray. Aren't they happy? This is most unexpected. Manly have not spent 1 second in the North's 22.
Brett, you know, you mentioned before the game how important it was up front that, you know, CO, Whittaker and Baxter, they could hold their opponents and possibly shade them. And with that scrum there, you know, you're right on top of the pivotal
they're getting the job done. The question is, I mean, we've got 12 minutes gone.
Oh, yeah.
And, but gee, great start.
Ruxton Mauls 20-3.
They've just had no ball. That's important kick. He's nailed it. Super kick, 14-0. Well. Now Manly will start revisiting some of the demons of last year, potentially.
They might get nervous about it. You could see Richard Hooper out on the wing. He was calling for support out there. It was a 3-on-1 for him. He just scored through, and Zach Holmes has just nailed that solidly. And there's a bit of a breeze that he's kicking into, just a slight one at the moment, but he's done exceptionally well.
Zach Holmes is great value, isn't he? And you're going to see a bit of him in Super Rugby next year. Already seen him in sevens as Coddy feeds it on to Smith. And Norths need to focus here. Leaks some soft points just after scoring some. One of the great sins of rugby. Rippier, Seymour. And they got a chance here. But BJ Hartman brought down about 6 metres out. Ed Gower plays it. Rippier. Katoni Ali. And there's an advantage accruing here for Manly. Coddy.
What for? Offside, I think.
Rippier, wide ball through the hand. No, Seymour will do it on his own. And Seymour is around for the first for the Marlins. And Norths have indeed conceded that immediate response.
Inside a minute and a half. And they've conceded a soft one. Wow. Well, they get a couple of forwards out here in the defensive line. Big Al Baxter, that's the last thing he wants. A fullback with a little bit of space. He's got to try and mark up. They had them for numbers, but they didn't have the speed to go with them. They didn't slide laterally.
Well, perhaps after Zach Holmes stood Seymour up something awful for the first try, that Ben was keen to get one back. So there's the young bloke on the sideline there. That's a good walk.
That is an excellent response. Just what they needed. One thing about Coach Tim Lane, he's possibly the calmest bloke I know, and he doesn't get fazed by much. So he'll be feeling a little better now, but he wouldn't have been even worried at 14. I think he figures we'll get some ball, things will turn, we'll get a bit of momentum, we'll be fine.
It's because he plays golf on Fridays. Skins match at Cromer every Friday.
It can be stressful if there's money on.
Yeah. He's given us plenty of air. He's found it, Seymour.
He's done well, hasn't he? But there was the fact that there were too many big blokes in North's defensive line there. Al Baxter was mentioned. You had Rory Walton out there too, and Madajal, and it's just not the one they're after. And that's an excellent conversion by Seymour. He struck that well. This could be a high point scoring game by the looks of it. What is it, 3 tries in 15 minutes?
Indeed.
Great run. Forward. Oh, forward.
Holmes now. Meeks gets away from his first man, but rounding him up, BJ Hartman. Gilbert to Evans. And Baxter at his shoulder. AJ Gilbert finds Murray. There were numbers out there, but mostly forwards. They're not prepared to put it through their hands to them. Might have been worthwhile. Short side still. Scrappy ball. And a knock on. They had an opportunity there.
Yeah.
Certainly with numbers, if not backs. You've got to trust the forward sometimes, John.
There was a player, John, outside Ben Murray, and who instead of running into a hole, came back inside and virtually forced Murray to take the tackle.
Well, this is something I think could work for Norths too. They've got Zach Holmes at 10 and Ben Murray, who played best part of the first third of the season at 10. So they've got 2 good playmakers in that line there. They just need to run us off Ben Murray or off Zach Holmes.
We're good. We're good.
A couple of dogs made their way onto the left now. Okay, a couple of intruders, but
Not intruders, not at Suburban Rugby.
conducting their own game. Fed somewhere near the middle of the scrum, but Coddy's been nailed by Evans.
From
That's
behind now, red. Black.
oh.
Not the tackle, you haven't gone to ground.
Well, that's
It's true.
That's
I
the
mean,
law. If
it
you don't
is
go
the
to
law.
ground, you're not the
You didn't
tackler.
go to ground. You can't come in that side.
That's an interesting one and well explained. If your knee doesn't touch the ground, then you're not a tackler, even if you bring the man to ground.
Yep. No, that's fair.
Doesn't look fair.
Yes.
Just taken a knee, it would have been great.
Hegarty, throw-in is effective. Marlins have it. Pakulele with the ball under the right arm there. Until he gives it to Cotty. Rippier. Something happening here. Seymour runs into Holmes and Samawara just inside the 22. Hooper. It's Richard Hooper in 11. Late inclusion in the side after the withdrawal of Coleman.
So Norths were very, very lucky to get away with that. There was one big hand in there.
Well, Manly have warmed to the task. Starting to look much better.
Yes, if you're going to concede a couple of tries, do it early so you've got time to do something about it.
Yes, there's a certain logic to that, I guess.
Now, Seymour. Very powerful. Usually number 10, but 15 today. Gilbert takes it nicely and somehow got rid of it.
No, 10, he was fine. He was fine. Take it right on 10.
Manly trying to hold Norseman up. But, the ball's available now.
Take it back. White black ball.
From Hartman. Across to Woodhouse. This could be good. No, out on the full. Well out. Instead it's bad.
Yeah, well, that's the direction of the breeze. Just floated on it. That's a lucky one there for Norths. Wonder how they're feeling at 14-7. In control.
Better than they felt at 52-10 last week. On the cricket pitch area on that far side, and Norths on another score here to ask some more questions. Zach Holmes just about through, pulled down by Ed Gower, right on halfway. Short side, some numbers here, and some go forward from Whittaker.
Loves running into blokes, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's good at it.
Rory Walton picks and goes. 5 or 7 metres. Good work from him.
Excellent work from Brown as well. I think it was Corey Brown came in to help him and did an excellent job.
Good boy.
For a winger, particularly outstanding.
Just have a look at that penalty again.
There he is. He's in there like a forward. He gets him out of the way and allows the ball to come back for his team, and that's where the penalty came.
Yeah, good clean out from Corey Brown, who's been out injured. First came back for a while. We had Lachlan Rosengreen filling that position last week. Corey Brown's had a good year, put on a little bit of size and lost no pace. He's quick.
Yeah, good match up of speed in the back lines. Manly aren't too shabby in that department either.
27!
Run won by Rory Walton. So they're about 17 metres out. Whittaker.
Stop one, straight black.
Trying to stay attached and trying to advance this maul, and they're doing that bit by bit. Taking it to this Marlins pack.
Use it half back.
And been told to use it, so Evans obliges. Holmes. Dummy runners everywhere. Brown upended, and he's in trouble, I think. He's injured, but we'll stick with the play. He's up. That's good. Some heavy contact at that first tackle. Rory Brown looked in trouble.
I don't think the tackler in that case ever went to ground and was there for the tackler either. Here he goes. Here goes Brown on the inside. There it is. He wasn't the tackler.
No, he wasn't.
Tony Ali is the player you're talking about.
Yeah, so, I mean, anyway, it's a very technical area, and whether the tackler has to allow the ball carrier time to play it, which he's supposed to.
Yes.
Anyhow,
It's one of those grey areas of the game. Well, it's not grey in the law book, but it's very difficult to get
tough
it
to
absolutely
police.
right. Yeah.
Hard to police it consistently. I mean, it's an impossible job the referees have got.
I
But
don't want any bigger than that.
3 or 5 things happening at once there, and they're supposed to happen in a correct chain of
Crouch.
events.
Touch.
Let's keep an eye on this scrum here. It should be a powerful one by North. Well held by Manly.
In fact, a very good Manly scrum, and Cotty to Borg, Ben Borg, formerly at Parramatta, across to Holmes, and Bill Meeks beats one quite nicely. And that's been kicked through.
Side.
And an offside player there.
well, I mean, Maraki, I think, was the man who's been penalised, and he's the one who got a boot to ball, which you're allowed to do in a ruck, but not if you've come in from the side.
Yeah.
Well, gee, I don't know.
Well, that's in.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's in.
Come on.
You've got to have a gate.
Yeah, he wasn't behind the tackle.
players,
For entry. There's been a couple of those.
they're
in
not
a
carrying
couple
a
of
set
last
square
days.
either, the
Starting
players.
to
I mean,
become a trend. You saw that?
They have to imagine
I
one.
think it was the one. I missed the number. Yeah.
it's funny,
30
Steve.
minutes out. They've been hands in. Yeah. That's what
Dane Maraki is a very good
Thank you.
Kiwi player. Brought across to strengthen their front row ranks, and he's good with the ball in hand. Hope we get to see a bit of Dane in the open, but right now it's Holmes looking to extend North's lead.
It's an interesting kicking style, doesn't he? Zach Holmes keeps that ball very, very low on its angle. Usually you see it more upright, but he keeps the trajectory low, and that gives him more distance, as we'll see here. And nailed it.
Oh, good call, John Morrison. It's like teeing up your driver just a little bit lower, Brett. You think?
Yes, on a windy day particularly, Steve.
Into a sou'wester.
He hit that very nicely, and that's a good lead again, 10 points. I mean, any lead's a good lead, I suppose, when you're 6th playing 3rd in an elimination game, but...
And playing into the breeze.
And they're playing well.
So North's surprise leaders by 10.
Get out of it.
Manly have beaten North the last 4 occasions.
Which is another factor that plays on
Straight off your feet.
on your mind.
Yeah.
You haven't beaten them 4 out of 4. It's hard to imagine that you're going to beat them on a day like today, but you're getting the job done.
Speaking to Chris Cotty a little bit earlier, they were very conscious of their record against Norths too. So if you're that conscious of it, maybe it does start playing when you slip behind.
Manly, on paper, should have got much better defence than North. Stats Guru Graham has shown us that Manly has conceded 52 tries this year, North's 73.
But you know what they say about paper, Steve?
What?
Games aren't played on paper.
And verbal contracts aren't worth the paper they're written on. It's a lucky one here for Manly as Metasela takes it to halfway. Messy line out indeed. Hegarty into half. Gilbert makes the tackle. But Hegarty refuses to be grasped.
Hand off, Black.
Rippier. Hartman does well. Seymour trying to set up his winger. And still going. Hooper just into touch.
Borg has saved the day. Superb tackle after some not so superb
One
tackling.
blue straight. Yeah.
Samawara just bounced out of that tackle, but what a classic cover tackle.
Well, it's a great winger's run too. No space. He is on the touchline. Oh, in traffic, and that's soft defence.
Yes.
Borg was excellent.
Samawara won't be putting that on his show reel in a defensive sense.
I think the fact that he was so close to the touchline, the defenders thought all they had to do was really just push him out.
Evans. Zach Holmes under a little bit of pressure and hasn't put this one out. Yes, he has. Oh, and made a slight mess of it, did Richard Hooper.
Well,
I think he's actually hurt his
he
hand.
has caught that awkwardly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would have thought, no, I was going to say I thought that might have been a knock on, but he was standing out when he hit that
he was
ball.
out, so he touches it.
And it's taken out by
So Norths, yeah.
okay.
Stops.
Before the knock on. So,
Can't walk in and jump.
That's right. Walk through the sequence.
Hegarty towards Gower at the back, and he just gets a hand on it. Cotty away from Evans. Tony Ali, midfield. And Gilbert brings him down. He's absolutely everywhere, AJ. He's tremendous stamina and involvement in the game. Seymour, Ed Gower, nice one around the corner, but a forward pass it was. And James Leckie right in line with that, as we were, John.
Oh, yeah. Well spotted.
It would have made an NFL quarterback proud, that one.
Yeah, it was a good idea, badly executed.
Just back to Gilbert's defence out in the midfield there on Katoni Ali, who Manly had placed out there as a ball runner, big fella running a bit wide. Well, Gilbert's onto him. He's marking up as a centre. Yes. So every time they put Katoni Ali or anyone else for that matter out there, Gilbert's opposite them.
He's just got a fantastic engine, AJ, hasn't he? Just goes and goes.
Pause.
Loves the contact. Meeks. Ben Ball. Well, they're running out of room there. Those passes were so wide.
Hand off, Blue.
Well, they're standing a bit flat-footed now. AJ Gilbert. CO. Whitaker. Oh, and he's the opposite number. Hegarty just drives him into the Coogee Oval turf.
Yeah, he did everything right there, Hegarty, except put his hands on the ball.
Whitaker shows he's absolutely fine after that tackle, and I'm surprised he is. It was a beauty through the hands of Murray. Just did he take his hands off it? Meeks.
Good strength. Excellent job, Meeks.
Evans. And Holmes just kicks this into touch about 12 metres in Manly's territory. Good game we've got on our hands here.
Yeah, it's excellent. That's a good kick from Holmes. He's dropped that onto his foot at a certain angle, so it sort of curls towards the touchline.
Yeah.
The banana grubber.
And I thought his kick took them out of that in-goal area to nearly the halfway line, just beautifully curved. He's doing something brilliantly with the ball, but it's gaining them a lot of yards.
Hooper away, another messy line. Oh, the dreaded chip kick, but it might work out. Hooper's got it. The sun bursting through.
Hand off, Black. Not the side. Get out of there.
Ripia. Andrew Smith, Samuwara brings him to ground this time, and Samuwara's got the ball. Oh, but he didn't get to his feet.
On the ground, you can't play the ball.
But I can do that in rugby league, can't I?
Well,
No,
he
you
shouldn't.
can't really. Yeah.
He did such a good job. He shouldn't have had to. He should have been given dispensation in that instance. He saw it coming. He saw it coming. What about the chip kick, Johnny?
It should be penalised.
Especially if it's from a forward.
Absolutely.
He does a great job there. Ball arrives with Smith, as does the defender. And he's got to get to his feet if he wants to pick it up. It's just almost not fair.
How could you not play it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Dispensation should apply.
Has he got any argument that the ball was lost there by Smith? And then he,
No, still going to get to him.
yeah, okay.
Because he's the tackler.
It just doesn't seem fair, Brett. Tony Ali on the North's 22. Half an hour gone. And this is a sudden death for the loser.
Well, it's a red ball.
They're playing with plenty of purpose and so much better than last week. Different opponent, of course. Evans just about through. Claimed the second time by Maraki.
Penalty. Yeah. I didn't mean to be lying there. I promise.
I thought this was coming because there's been a lot of problem at the breakdown.
Dane Maraki in trouble.
Too many in a row. He needs to roll better than that.
You got to make more of an effort.
Yeah, you can't lie there on your back with your arms up saying, I'm helpless, sir. You've actually got to make an effort. Dear, that's costly. Costly because it's going to cost them a back rower. Well, if there's a scrum packed at any point. So here he goes, makes the tackle, and then goes, oh, I'm going to try and stop him playing it and look like I'm not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if he was going to mount a defence, it would be that Ben Madwajow was on top of him.
No, he knew what he was doing. His first movement was to prevent the ball coming back. That's why he got where he got.
Okay. The defence rests. Zach Holmes. Oh, great tackle, Hooper. That's Michael Hooper.
Got it, Manly. Turned over.
Hand off Black.
Tony Ali turning that.
Rippier. Neville. Oh, and he's away again. Hooper. Seymour in for his second. Yes. And he'll come around behind the post because he's kicking.
Excellent job. Katoni Ali will take the credit. He was the turnover man, back on halfway. In fact, back on halfway, he's getting a few pats on the back from some teammates. There's a couple of marginal passes here. That one.
Yeah. And Richard Hooper on the sideline again. Oh, yeah. Touchy had his eyes on it.
It's a try from nothing. They'll be disappointed with that, Norths. That's a little bit heartbreaking.
Especially 15 on 14.
Yeah, Ben Whittaker perhaps should have made that tackle. But it's not the first time we've seen Hooper missed on that touchline.
So that's a big boost for Manly, having just had Maraki sent to the sin bin.
He likes fullback, doesn't he, Ben Seymour?
Yeah.
I get to run and score.
Well, again, I think we saw him a lot at the start of the season, didn't we? Playing at 10.
Oh, yeah, that's his spot, really, 10 and 12.
It's only his third game at the back. But I think Coach Lane has tried to figure out how he gets his best players in the back line.
Well, it seems like he's doing well on this one. Couple of passes, but I had no trouble with it. And it was a beautiful skip down the sideline. He really did well to get down that line. He just outpaced Whittaker, who was coming across, improved the angle for him, and nailed that try with, well, just near the championship minutes of this half.
Gower. Will Cotty. He's going to make a second attempt at it.
Last here, step.
Rippier. Hasn't really tested the line himself, and he can do it. Borg to the looping Gilbert, and he kicks it or down the throat of Seymour. Will this be a dangerous thing to do? Somewhat impeded was Seymour following through, and now Seymour claims Gilbert. Evans, Zach Holmes, plenty of troops here. So they want to test them. Corey Brown. Oh dear, just took a little too long.
He had to make more of that. He was up against Anthony Hegarty, the hooker, and
Just come off the pitch.
They had them for numbers and they didn't make it work.
Well, I don't think he made a decision, did he? He hesitates just too much.
He hesitated and
they got some forwards there. In fact, there's 3 forwards out there, tight forwards. And a couple of speedy backs for North. They couldn't make it work.
So now we're seeing those changes. James Hildebrand has come on. And it's Katoni Ali who comes off. That is to make up for the loss of Dane Maraki to the sin bin.
Crouch. Hold. Touch.
Hildebrand was a hooker though. They got 2 hookers there too. Yeah. They got Elvis Trione was named as a potential bench player. Anyway, let's get on with the action here. Samawara straight up the middle. Samawara, cover coming. Where's his support? Oh, he's run away from it somewhat.
There wasn't any.
Tosses it to Murray. Murray shapes to kick. Doesn't. Poor pass. Gilbert picks it up. Was meant for Corey Brown. They've all got to do it all again. And there's a penalty coming back to the breakdown.
Yeah, against Hooper off his feet. He'll argue he was on his feet.
Really critical call here. 4 minutes to go. Do you take 3 or put it into the corner? I would put it into the corner. They've got a strong back line out.
You know, if Samawara had eyes in the back of his head, he'd have broken left instead of right, but that's all fine in retrospect.
I'm a little disappointed there that he didn't have more support. There was no one near him. He was almost on his own, and Manly flooded back in numbers.
Just shorten up the gap a bit for me.
Even better call. I just think, of course, they're 1 man short, aren't they, Manly? So scrum would be the far better option. That's the one they've taken.
Pull back.
A bit of pressure on here, but I think Manly might be okay with just the 7.
Crouch.
We'll see.
Will North hold this in?
Pause. Engage.
Yes, well, they're 10, 12 metres out. It's a long way for a pushover try. They're not trying that option. Holmes. Ball Meeks. And the Manly defence read that pretty well, but it's quick ball if they want it. As Will Brame takes it to 6 metres. Whittaker. Right in front of the posts.
Playing advantage.
Release.
Holding on, somebody.
Ben Whittaker, was it?
It's good, John.
Captain Baxter.
No, it wasn't him. Sure, right.
Yeah, it's Whittaker, I think. Gets a fraction far. Oh, they don't let him play it.
No.
Tough call.
Caden Neville had his hands all over that and he was on the ground.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's so many things to look at as we've said already in this match.
That was a crucial little period of play there. North's on attack in the shadows of half-time.
It's all right.
Eddie Ahalali gets and goes again. Ripia. Corey Brown's got a chase back here. He's got Ben Borg with him. And how's his kick? Not bad at all. Well,
I thought perhaps further than that, but he certainly
Nathan
hit it
Pearce
well.
snipped some real estate off him, do you think? No questioning from the North team. So.
Stop.
No, they wouldn't do it.
Now, Norths have to be careful here. Very.
Gower. Well secured by him. Andrew Smith. Cotty. Neville. Hegarty.
Leave it now, Black. Leave it.
So I would love to score here. Cotty, dummies, but he's lost possession here. Samawara sets off.
Little knock by the
Knock on. It'll come back and be a North's put in with a minute to go to half-time. We've had some fine entertainment here. 2 tries apiece.
Ripia, number 10 for Manly. Yet to run at the defensive line, which is interesting.
That's good.
I suspect before 80 minutes are done, we might see him do that.
I think they're very much aiming for a field position game, Brett.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried, John, for North.
Crouch.
I think they've been
Touch.
Giving it their best.
Pause.
dominant and
Engage.
they may not be far enough ahead, although they do have a breeze. Second half.
Gilbert to Evans. Evans. Metasailor is all over him. Gilbert does well to get it to Brain. Back row is combining nicely and Norths are into the Manly half. Holmes. And that's too big.
Too big. The breeze pushing the ball that way. Was a planned move. Corey Brown was on that left touch line. So they knew what they were doing. Execution not perfect.
That might be enough for James Leckie. Is he going to play the line out? He will. Manly still with Dane Maraki in the bin.
Wasn't straight.
To the front of the line out. And
Wasn't straight, just like the one
James
earlier.
Hildebrand took it. Ripia still not going to run himself. Smith, Andrew Smith is through. Brought down from behind, but here's Hooper. Hooper. Ripia, is he there? Oh, he's lost it. But now it's been grounded. And
You got an opinion on the knockback?
I think Cotty's got this.
I agree with you.
That
Have
is,
you got anything different to that, Stu?
It's a heartbreaker.
I'm keen for that too. Thank you.
it's a try. Oh, and Norths throw their head back. Cotty. Well, we said Ripia hadn't tested the line himself, but in broken play, he's come up with a heartbreaker.
They've been... Look, Manly have scored 3 tries, and it's as a result of some pretty average defence. Smith shouldn't have been able to get through there at all. They do well here to cover up. Good offload from Hooper. Excellent job. Rippia's there, I thought, but he laid it back perfectly.
Yep.
And like all good halfbacks, always in support of the ball. Great offload. But it's a break that shouldn't have been made, and it's not the first. Easy. Well, they lead, and they're going to take a good lead. That's a 4-point lead into the half-time break, and Norths will be disappointed. Can they keep their heads up? That's the question.
Unusual finish to that try, but absolutely fine, as we saw on the replay. Neatly laid back by Rippier.
Well, I just see the offload here, and the tackle should have been made. There's no doubt about that. Through a gap of 2 players there, and that shouldn't have happened. Well chased down, though. A good offload, brilliant offload. Rippier in charge. The layback that is difficult to do. Over goes Cotty. There's the lead.
So, 21-17.
Well. Time in opposition 22 at the bottom of the page. Norths have spent double at the other end of the park in terms of minutes. And they have looked better, although in certainly the last 10 minutes or so, Manly storming home. Possession going North's way, territory as well. They trail.
Well, Steph is with Ben Whittaker.
Yeah, he's a little bit understandably out of breath. Ben, after such a good start, what a disappointing way to go into the break.
It is disappointing. We started well, and it just goes to show if you let a semi-final team get the move on, then they'll punish you for it.
And a good start last week before there was a drop in intensity, perhaps a few lapses of concentration. You worry of that happening again this week?
Yeah, definitely. It's something we focused on, and that'll be something we focus on coming out second half to start strong, but not only start strong, but finish strong, so that's important for us.
All right, thanks, Ben. Go take a break.
Thanks very much.
Well, it is half-time here at Coogee Oval, and Manly lead by 4 at the break. It's time for us to join Lou Ranson for the Rugby Wrap.
It's the first of the elimination semis, 3rd versus 6th. It's Manly taking on Norths at Coogee Oval. The loser goes home, the winner goes to TG Milner next weekend, and it's been a pretty entertaining first 40 minutes. Samuara, he's had a bit of an influence on the game, but it's 3 tries to 2. A double to Seymour, 1 to Cotty right on the stroke of half-time, and Holmes and Murray, the try scorers for Norths. Well, here's Steph.
So I've got Manly coach Tim Lane with me. Tim, you're a pretty calm man, but how's that blood pressure in the beginning of that half?
No, look, it's not too bad. We made a couple of poor decisions defensively, and North started very, very well, but we've worked our way back. Look, if we get our hands on the ball, we're going to be hard to beat. But they're here to play, obviously, and we've just got to get our defence right. Our contesting the line out's a little bit iffy at the moment, but I think we'll get there. We've just got to hang on.
Any ghosts of season past? Do you remembering last season, or is it old news?
Well, yeah, I wasn't here last season, so I'm not too sure. But, our second grade lost today when they were in good position, good shape. So we've just got to keep on going, another 40 minutes, and make the most of it.
Good stuff, Tim. All the best for second half. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steph. See you.
Well, there's some highlights out of that first half, and Zach Holmes, what a step. And that was very early, just in the second minute. They really made a statement to Manly early. And Ben Murray straight through, and Manly were not switched on at all for the first 15 minutes, but they answered almost straight away, and then we're back in it. Seymour, normally at 10, today at 15. Landed it down very authoritatively. And Hooper on this left side, he's
been excellent. Really hard to knock over, and you'd have to say he perhaps should have been more than once. So some missed tackles have really cost Norths. Look, they led 14-0, and since then 21 points to 3, and Manly with all the momentum.
Seymour's second try coming in the 33rd minute, and then this was a little bit of a heartbreaker. Oh no, sorry, Samuara through here.
No one. Where's my mates?
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody. It's all Manly blokes.
Yeah, great run from him. A couple of defensive lapses from him. But this was the try that really might define the match, because Andrew Smith made a pretty decent break. Hooper there. Then Rippier. And very cleverly laying the ball back here behind him for Cotty to pick up the scraps and score. Unusual. Effective.
Jordan Smiler did an excellent job to haul him in on the try line, and just the fact that he rolled it back, laid it on a platter for Cotty. Can I, if you don't mind, for those rugby fans who like following the Colts, in third grade Colts, which is third place, playing 6th today down at Foreshore Rugby Park. Manly, who finished third, 28-24 winners over Easts, and in second grade, a bit of a boil over Wests, who finished 6th, have beaten Manly 24-10.
All right. Second half underway. This is third versus sixth. Manly against Norths, and it's game on at 21-17. As AJ Gilbert receives it, gives an average pass to Ben Borg, who took it well. Now Zach Holmes looking for open territory. And some soccer skills from Ben Seymour that nearly got him in trouble.
Blue out of the 10.
Excellent kick. They play on.
Quick throw in. Borg turns around to send the pass. Smiler. More sensible play resuming now. There's an opportunity on this short side. Holmes, a little high. And the referee has seen that and is just waiting to see what eventuates.
Still playing.
And Dan Mardicky is back on for Manly. But will come back.
No, I'm fine, thanks. 8.
And Tavita Metasela is about to be addressed. I don't know about dismissed.
It's your responsibility. Okay, keep the tackles here.
Wouldn't mind a look. I don't know whether he sort of hit him round the head or...
No, it's definitely around the neck.
You, mate.
See it there. Can't do that.
His legs went from under him, which is always... Whoops! Makes it look a little worse than it might otherwise.
It hit him somewhere above his centre of gravity.
Can I just give you one half-time score too? Not that it's from the other grounds, but the sub-district First Division Grand Final is on today.
Yes.
And Woollahra Colleagues 9 are leading Drummoyne 3.
Okay. 9-3. Colleagues in every grade.
Yes,
great performance.
And won a couple too.
Holmes, Murray. Oh, he's almost through. Looks left, goes right. Zach Holmes. Survived that head-high tackle okay. Oh! Through goes Matt Wajar. On the bounce perhaps, Corey Brown. Whittaker might take on Cotty. Bounces straight off him. Baxter. And the North's captain surging towards the line. Great run from him. Has to roll over the ball to protect it. Long one to Murray. Gilbert cuts back towards the posts and is cut down, but he's presented it beautifully. Seo has it stolen. Katoni Ali did a great job in the tackle.
Ben Whittaker, no good.
No, he's in a lot of trouble.
Okay, and we'll have an opportunity to slow things down here and get some attention for Whittaker, who's in a world of pain.
He is. You'll see Murphy bounced off Chris Cotty, went into contact in the breakdown, and I would think it's either a knee or an ankle, and I'd go towards an ankle.
Yes, and it's doesn't look no good.
I'll just check in. Yeah, that's why we're waiting.
Doesn't look happy.
He has looked happier.
You've got the front got out.
He looked happier talking to Steph at half time.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I want him out.
That's not a curse, is it?
Katoni Ali, how does he do this? He just says, I'll have some of that.
Oh, there it is. Now I've got both hands on it. Thank you.
Ripped off.
It's a classic rip, isn't it? He just got his shoulder in there, dropped it right down and pried the ball loose. You spend seasons training for that.
He's okay.
Yeah. Just hurt.
Okay.
So tomorrow we're going to be back here, so do join us at 3. We love doubling up towards the back end of the season, give you a double dose of Shute Shield Rugby, Easts and Randwick, 4th and 5th. And they don't love each other, Easts and Randwick. There'll be an edge to that one.
Well, we've got both sort of local derbies. This one, Norths and Manly got a bit of rivalry too, going back some time. And East and Randwick at Coogee Oval.
Yeah. Easts are pretty good against Randwick recently. They took a tumble last week. Easts losing to Penrith. There's 7 unconverted tries from the Emus. That's extraordinary. Maybe a record. But
they've won, I think, their last 4 or maybe more than that, I think, against Randwick.
Yep.
So
they match up well against the Wicks, but it'll be here.
It's 2009, isn't it, since they last beat Randwick? East, rather.
Yeah. Rory Walton secures it for Norths. Holmes has got to wait for that one to arrive. Ben Borg brought down just inside the Manly half. Gilbert run around. Oh, coming up out of the line to take an intercept was Eddie Ahaleli, so the pass not given. CO.
He does well, CO. That's excellent run. He's in trouble.
Gow was trying to muscle it off him. Very flat ball to Matt Wajow.
Very kind of you.
It was very flat. Evans. Meeks. Sees off. Rippier, and stepping into touch was Ben Ball. Bad luck.
I like Bill Meeks. The more I see him, the more I am impressed.
Yeah.
He's very, very strong. He's hard to knock over. And he maintains his feet in the tackle, which is a great attribute that you see in a really good player. And the offload wasn't too shabby either.
Haggerty to the front, and that was the 5 metres and straight. So we're all good with that one. Metasela. Coddy to Rippier. Over ball, give the backs a chance to get under this one.
Interesting that Holmes is defending out there on the wing.
He took the ball well. Shorter man, perhaps they spotted him out there and thought a bomb in his direction might be good, but Zach Holmes took it superbly. Smiler. Whose is this? North's. A little box kick.
Good work.
Eight, you're the man. Do you want the penalty here or the scrum?
That's an interesting call there, because you could hear James Lecky
It was the
say,
8. Was
wingers
in front.
are all right.
Yeah.
Stu Dickinson
No, I said
picking
the
up,
winger's okay.
but it was number 8 that was offside.
Yeah,
Sorry,
AJ
mate.
Gilbert is the guilty party. That's a monstrous kick into the breeze.
I think the breeze is maybe pushing more across field.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's almost a straight westerly now.
So anything to that far touchline.
Well, I can tell it shifted because the sausage sandwich smell is drifting our way.
Yes.
It's pretty good, isn't it? You got to have one here, folks. If you come to Coogee Oval,
Good barbecue here.
bacon and egg sandwich, sausage sandwich. It's all,
Yeah. I was looking.
it's all good.
I can try.
I
But if
noticed
you've already
Steph
gone that far.
went one with the works. Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, she had the lot.
She's got some work to do this week to run that off then.
You were most restrained in your diet, Pappy?
Yeah.
Just a piece of bread, really, wasn't it?
That's it, and water. There they are, the turtle. Damien Cummins, the great man.
You may or may not be getting a look. I don't know, Brett.
Pause. And go.
Stephanie Brandt stare. You're in trouble.
She knows I'm kidding.
Penalty, Manly. And Seymour might like the look of...
Is that just a question? I'm no scrum expert, John, but I suspect that the Whittaker ankle doesn't help the scrum.
No, and we're seeing Scotty Podmore warming up on the sideline, so I suspect it won't be long before we see him on.
Oh, Scotty's a great replacement.
He is a
Good
great
man.
replacement. He's a war
Yeah,
horse.
I'll watch that one. I'm on that
I
side.
shouldn't call him that. That might not be a term of endearment, but super player.
Yeah. And a good fella.
So this is for a 7-point lead, which isn't enough, but it gives them a little bit of breathing space, I suppose.
Someone else Norths might be looking for to have an impact. Paulie Tawala on the bench. He's useful.
He's a very useful player. Former Gordon player. There he is in the middle there.
Can't miss the hair.
With
No,
the
you cannot.
hair, and there's Cam Crawford in front of him. in
Scotty
the semis.
Podmore with somewhat less hair than Paulie Tawala.
It's a pick on Scotty, though, isn't it?
We love him. He's a great man.
Skip this pile of tape, Scott.
Ooh, missed one. That's a bonus for Norths. Ben Seymour jogs off disappointed with that effort. Kickable, but no certainty. Obviously. Holmes got plenty behind that. Now, Willie Rippier. See some vacant territory. Ben Ball.
Good pressure, boys. Good pressure.
The next 10 minutes pretty crucial, aren't they? Just 4 in it. No change to the half-time score. Great surge from Manly just before half-time when they were down a man.
I think you're going to see the change now. No, Whittaker was coming off. He's coming back into the defensive line now.
Gower, gee, they're going to him a lot in the line-out. Hooper, Rippier. Shuffled on well by Seymour. And it gives a great chance to Woodhouse. Woodhouse chips it in field. Who's chasing there? Smith might get to it first. No, he doesn't. Samuwara.
Well, I'm just wondering whether there could be a report here from a touch judge, because BJ Hartman is a world of trouble after being late hit without the ball by Ben Whittaker.
Well, super pass from Seymour.
Yes.
To send his
under pressure
teammate away.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very skillful piece of work.
It's a different kind of hospital pass. I give the pass, then go to hospital. He got hit. And Borg, well, he can't get there in time, and that's a good territory gain for Manly. 9 gone, second half.
There's a couple of kicks that have been allowed to bounce. And either that's good good work from the kicker, or not great catching from Norths. Podmore on for Whittaker.
Yes. Ben Whittaker will get some attention to that ankle and hope that he gets a game next week.
Yes, great.
Norths have got a bit to do.
Well, whether he gets a game or not is now up to his teammates, not him.
Yep.
Do or die for both of these teams. Good game too.
Evans pops it in the air and gives Meeks a chance to get near it. And he's stepped out, has Hooper. No, he was out. All right, quick throw in the end. Moment of confusion. Smith, Andrew Smith. Beats 2 or 3. Nice run from him. Quick ball. Cordia back on the inside, but it was forward.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Well, it's ruled forward, can I say that? Adjudged.
I think it was Haggerty did a brilliant job to catch it. He was flying when that ball hit him in the chest. He somehow juggled it, got hold of it.
Smith.
It was a great run too. That he gets down low to bump the tackler off. Gets to ground. Just keep this going. You'll see the pass. Oh, what's forward about that?
The ruling.
Crouch. Touch.
I guess ball. Norths are happy.
Engage.
Norths are fine with it. Good Manly scrum.
Yes. Taking turns to dominate at scrum time. Zach Holmes rubbers it down towards Seymour.
White blue.
Oh, he's got some air under that. It's an enormous kick. Took a week to come down. Ben Borg. Players to his left. Oh! Ducks into a big hit from Metasela and has lost it forward in the contact. Neville. Gower. Smith. Oh. Obstruction.
Gee.
Wow.
And Smith's been hit again.
We don't have time to talk about that obstruction. That's for another day. And this game opening up quite nicely, but there's no points for it yet. It feels like we should have some. Maybe we will in a moment. Baxter ducks the head into the tackle. And some good go forward from Norths here. Oh, lost it out in the tackle again. Katoni Ali. Evans trying to make something of it, but Cotty comes away with it. Seymour. Here's a chance for Manly. Woodhouse. Maybe skipped too many players with those cut-out passes. Smith again. Rippier. Seymour. Good low tackle.
Brain.
Rippier out to Dane Maraki. Oh, nice footwork from Sailor.
What a
Haggerty! Haggerty! Oh, what a run from Haggerty! Does he get there? He sure does.
Oh, that's one of the greats.
What a right line he ran.
Well, that is an excellent piece of work from Haggerty to score it, and great speed and footwork at the death and strength. Metasela, I think, Tavita, he has twinkle-toed his way across field. Like a back. I thought, hang on a minute, who is this? I hadn't seen this back on the park. And a great skill. Super skill, step, head down, bounces a momentum, gets him there.
Yeah, no problem with that.
The forwards, hey? The inside ball from the front rower. Stepping, dancing. That's a Benji Marshall piece of work, that.
1 to 8 to 2. And a great finish from Anthony Haggerty. He'll talk about that in weeks and months to come.
He's going to get a job in the back line next season.
Well, Metasela, He went away, did he not, John, with the Western Force?
Yes, he did. He's had a couple of games with the Western Force.
He was over there this season. Yes,
Yeah.
he was. He might be their replacement for James O'Connor in the 10 jersey.
It's a big call.
But he looked good then.
Now, Willie Rippier kicking instead of Seymour.
Maybe not the best idea. But there we go. We'll have a look at that because I thought the work that was done on the inside ball too by Mariki. Look at this turn. That is not an easy pass to execute. But Metasala's just come on the bouncing run, picked up Hegarty on a brilliant line. And there's no one in front, but I don't suppose they ever thought he was going to go through that hole. And how well did he do just to let momentum carry him over the line as well?
Tony Arley takes the restart. Rippier, I just wonder whether Seymour is 100% if he opted not to take that kick. He's not been kicking poorly. Anyway.
Again, a kick. Found a lot of space.
I would suggest Tim Lane has said we're going to play field position. Head back down to that part of the area of the field to put pressure on Norths and wait for opportunities.
Come in.
Will Braham to the bench, and I don't think you'll miss Paulie Tuala in that pink headgear.
Crooked throw. Manly
Chris,
scrum.
would you like a scrum? Just come a little tiny bit further.
That's a great look. It's his. It's you've got to keep those locks under control somehow, and he chooses a pink headgear to do it.
Good.
26-17 Manly.
Just thinking you're getting a good view of the future Brumby backline, aren't you? They'll have Zach Holmes at 10, Robbie Coleman at 12 if he plays, Smith, of course, and then you've got Crawford. So shaping up nicely for the Brumbies next year.
Rippier. Oh, that looked a little high, if not early.
A little. They'll take 3 here to push them out to 12-point
Shot at goal.
leaders.
Bit of mistiming on this tackle or misplacement.
Little short ball. And Ben Murray
On
saw
Richard
him
Hooper.
coming.
Rippier again taking the shot.
Yeah, I just wonder what this is about, John, because
That's all right. I'm not even allowed
Seymour
in.
at fullback looks to be moving okay.
Yeah, maybe he's...
Not even you, all right?
well, I don't know. Rippier's a fair goal kicker in his own right, so maybe they're just sharing it around and working out if they get to the finals. We've got a second option. Put him under some pressure now. See how he responds. So see how he hits this.
Pretty well. Down the middle.
Yep, that'll do him.
It's his 9th penalty goal of the season.
We need number 12. Number 12.
So the placement's coming by the looks of it. For Norths, it looks like Ben Murray's coming off.
12 for
Chris
red.
Moore
Just
on
a
in
sub
21.
happening.
He's a big unit in the centres.
He sure is.
Indeed.
Been around a long time, Chris Moore. Very experienced player.
Very strong player.
I'll need him to make a contribution because they're in trouble here.
Well done, Corey Brown.
Stolen it from Gower in the contest. Evans, Holmes, backpedaling really to take that one. Getting monstered in the tackle, but he's all right now. Evans breaks left. Podmore runs into Gower again. Ball's there for Norths. The smile on this short side. Oh, Evans taken by Eddie Ahalele. Paulie Tuala.
Advantage offside.
Some good phase play here for Norths. What can they do with it? Holmes. Samawara. Nice step from him. He's got great footwork. Beats another. Samawara.
Hayden Neville over there in defence.
Evans. Oh, he looks like he's labouring a little. And he's been well hit. Gilbert took it well. Ben Ball back on the inside. Tackled by Michael Hooper. Walton. Some heavy collisions still happening midway through the second half. Holmes, numbers, yes, send it. Whoa, he left it behind him, did more. And it'll come back. Penalty for Norths. And and they're 12 behind.
8, skipper.
Just the tail end of it. I just wonder what this penalty is for. If that goes to hand, they score.
Any more foul stuff and you're in the bin.
What's he done here? Did he go in without arms or something, did he? Or?
It's okay. We'll see what they're doing first. What would you like to do? Points. Shot.
Okay, take the shot.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of time. So, yeah, take the 3 when you're down here.
Yeah, take the points when they're on offer. Don't need to panic just yet.
No, not just yet. Not just yet.
Panic later.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is take the points. There's no bonus points up for grabs.
No.
You can score all the tries you like, doesn't matter.
Take them with you. Thank you.
Win the game.
That breeze is picking up, which will be favouring Manly more in this half. While it's gusting, it's certainly picked up.
Well, that's not fair then, John.
No, it's
Didn't
not.
it favour them in the first half?
Well, no. Winds can be like that.
I don't think it's been a massive benefit to either team.
Zach Holmes. Ooh, kept that low and out into the street, off the roof of a car, into a garage. Never see that again. It's actually gone into the ground.
They can't figure out, those people, why footballers turn up in their garage every Sunday.
What's the matter with that tackle? If that's the penalty, then
I think it happened earlier because Metasala was talking about it. Spoken to by the referee.
Yes, Manly now dominating time spent at the opposition end of the ground. Took them a while to spend 1 second at North 22.
Ahalele advances it for Manly.
Well done,
back for the knock-on against Norths.
It was a good restart. Excellent restart, and they contested it well. Big Eddie.
So this was the conversion going through, and there's all the way through to the car park.
The alarm's gone off.
He was backing out. He's going to back over our ball. Would have been trouble.
Nice drop kick back into the field of play too from that young man.
You don't always get the back, do you, when they go out of the park?
No, that's very kind-hearted of him.
Honest kids here at Coogee.
Narrow beam. Crouch.
Narrowbeam's the call from Chris Cotty. All right. A fair way from Narrowbeam.
Engage. Down over here.
Well, we won't get to see what Narrowbeam involved because it's a penalty to Norths.
Well, Al Baxter, he'd be saying, gee, thanks for that, but not sure what it's for.
I think Mariko was penalised for collapsing on contact, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. It was their scrum feed. It's not like he's doing it on purpose. Does that matter?
Yeah, I think hinging might have been... Remember the call, the hinging? We had dropping shoulders below the hips. That was the call.
Well, something's going North's way. They're going to need some more to go their way if they're going to claw their way out of this one.
Scotty Podmore needs a straight throw in and gets one. Taken off the top by Ben Madwajau. Chris Moore. Just on the last 5 minutes or so. Evan, not a great pass. He was under some pressure as he delivered it.
Ali.
Madwajau. Ed Gower all over him. Paulie Tuala. Places it well. Great tackle on Walton, I think, by Hegarty.
Ball's out the side. Play on.
Gilbert. Hits and spins. Tuala.
Needs a mate.
Yeah, good tackle there from Andrew Smith.
North's too flat.
Evans. Gower's getting through a lot of work for Manly.
CO couldn't pick it up.
Well, the Manly defence here really stepping up.
Yeah, very good point. They've been outstanding. They seem to be hitting harder and harder. The longer this game goes, the more physical they're getting in the tackle.
Got a front row down.
Well, that is true, and you give them full credit, but North's there with their ball carriers. Nobody at pace, nobody at depth, nobody coming onto it, too flat-footed. So Manly were just able to pick off each ball runner, and you could see they played about 4 phases and made no difference or gain in territory.
Loose head, blue.
You've got Dane Mardicky in a little bit of trouble, maybe a blood bin by the sound of it.
Nice replacement coming on.
Oh, Dylan Sig is useful.
I don't think he's going to prop though, is he?
No.
Metasala coming off.
That's smart on a couple of levels. Tavitas caught the eye of the referee a couple of times.
Yep.
And let's make sure he doesn't get in further trouble.
I just want. I'll have a look.
And Dylan Sig just adds another.
Just go and fix it up. Your man's here, and then you can
12
come back as soon as it's
to
stopped.
the equation for North.
Got on the jersey
About
too.
another 7 feet in height for their line-out.
Yeah. He's
So Hildebrand in 16. Dan Mardicky a bloodied nose. Not too bothered by it now, but just gets to get a bit cleaned up.
Andy Waterboy for Manly too.
He's huge. Greg Peterson. He's just massive.
Signed with the Waratahs.
Yeah, 204 centimetres and 122 kilos, which makes him
hard to lift.
Pretty big. And I'm not yet sure he's physically as mature as he's going to get.
He's had a shoulder operation, that's why he's not available right now.
You get the idea he's still growing, don't you? Certainly filling out. Give him a season full-time with the Waratahs.
Another guy I like in this Manly pack, Caden Neville.
Nice and close over there. Try to get your hand up.
In open space,
both players here straight,
moving, he's quick for a very big guy. There he is. He's got a mate alongside him there who's played every minute of every game this year for Manly.
Extraordinary effort, isn't it?
He's a tough cookie, Ed Gower.
We like Ed. Gordon across from Gordon.
Gordon has certainly missed him.
Sig off the back. And Borg's got to chase this. And in fact, it comes across to Zach Holmes. Puts some footwork on, but good tackle there from BJ Hartman.
Had to go wide.
Did have to go, didn't it?
Had to go wide and quickly.
Scrappy ball, tapped away rather creatively. Samawara steps almost through. Gower makes the tackle.
Manage over.
And Smith doesn't quite go to hand as Hooper was out there. Just about in the clear.
And that's not enough good.
And North still in this just.
Turnover. Smith is away. Throws what I thought was a nice wide ball.
Takeable.
Fraction in front. He's been good all day. Out there on the left wing.
Now changes coming up. Nick Lahr coming on
Just
for
waiting
North.
for the sub for North as well.
Dane Marrickey's back on for Manly. And it is Scott Seo who's coming off.
16 to go.
Let's go in, let's go in.
16 minutes to go is correct. That's the call from the referee, James Leckie. Someone must have asked. How long we got, ref?
Come on.
It's end of season for one of them.
Mardicky. It's a sort of change of jersey, so it's...
blood bin.
Yeah. So he's on in 20... Was that 23?
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Rippier again. Just misjudged the wind a little. Sticks that one out on the full. It was a good piece of play and good vision from him. Just couldn't get it to bounce where he wanted.
Time for North to make something happen if they're to reignite their chances. They led 14-0. Taniali shrugs off one. That was the tackle of Holmes. Cotty under pressure as North stream through. And Mardicky. Rippier. Yeah, he's spotted some territory there. Good kick too.
Nicely done. I think he's got his head around the fact that he's going to orchestrate the last few minutes with as little stress as possible for his teammates. Doing an excellent job.
Just joining us, Mardicky in 23. Started the game in one, just a change of jersey for the blood bin. And this is third versus sixth. The loser is done for the season. Norths have got to find something. They want to run it out of here. They need to put the foot down. Samawara. Oh, he had it. And he didn't. Dylan Sig. And Manly suddenly got it right in front of the posts. Ed Gower.
Still playing a knock-on advantage. Hand off at Black, 8.
Cotty.
Manage over.
Rippier. And in for the try, Caden Neville. We were just talking about him and he delivers. And that will deliver Manly another week in the playoffs.
Great little piece of decoy play as well. I'm not sure who it was. I sort of caught a glimpse of a man who I thought was running onto the ball.
Yeah.
And he really sold it beautifully. What about this? What a great footwork through the hole. Oh, Rippier was the one who got a hand in there. And this is the try being scored. Great ball.
It was our man, Mariki, who was the decoy.
He did an excellent job. He sold it to me. And Caden Neville does plenty. He looks like he's catching it now. He's jumping at it.
He's pretty excited, Caden Neville.
He's a good athlete, Caden Neville.
Yeah. And as you see, third try of the season. We've seen him in open play in recent weeks. Can motor, as you're saying, Brett, and he enjoyed that.
He's big. They got a big forward pack, Manly. Big side. And if they can run as well and play footy, makes them pretty hard to beat.
It'll be hard to beat now in this one.
Well, if they win this, they'll go on to play Sidney University next Sunday.
I only played them a couple of weeks ago at uni and lost after a very competitive first half.
Yeah, watch the decoy run. Reaper just gets that wide, but it's Mariki's run on an unders line, and it was our man there, Caden Neville, on a slide overs, and he just gets through the corner. Lovely to see a second rise score a try and celebrate as well.
And he takes the restart. Dane Mardicky was clapping that try well before Neville got to the line. Clapping his own run or the try or something. But Mardicky's he's got some skills too. I haven't seen him too much in the open today, but he can do it.
I think there's a ball in there somewhere.
It's just taking a while to be found. Hildebrand, Rippier, got some outside guys running at this, but this will be Rosengreen in 22. And he's come on for Ben Borg. Rosengreen lost his place in the starting side to Corey Brown.
I'll take the shot here. Wind it down further.
Shot at goal.
There you are. Fred, I'll just give you some news from the Colts. She's sitting down. Eastwood, 62. West Harbour 3.
They're a good side, our first grade Colts, the Mighty Woodies. That's a good win.
Can I just report to you, John, Brett did not look a bit surprised.
There's a rider. Just thought I might have had in trouble for a moment there.
Also the advantage line more often than Manly. That was an interesting stat trickling by on your screens there. Still Rippier taking these kicks. That might be part of the reason. Seymour's
got a calf problem.
Yeah.
Game of rugby on tonight. Argentina, England. A bit of a contest on day 2.
Willie Rippier has played a little bit for the Highlanders and Hurricanes. Western Force now, and no penalty there.
That's the wind again. Just push that to the left.
Yeah, I don't know whether you heard it whistling through our microphones, but there was a sudden gust just as he kicked that, which wouldn't have helped him. More changes coming through from Manly this time.
But James Hildebrand's been on and off this field about 6 times.
Hegarty is the one to come from the field, so Hildebrand goes back to his preferred hooking position.
There's nothing worse either, because you cool down and
Come on.
Zach Holmes. The cause looks lost now.
He's knocked that on.
2 converted tries, 10 minutes to go. Manly are dominating. Scored 2 tries in 10 minutes, sure, but they just don't like doing it at the moment. Need a moment of inspiration, perhaps from the likes of Samuwara, given more space than he just had there. A little tap with a hand there, but let's let run. Scotty Podmore smashed in midfield.
Mariki, I think. Was too.
Yeah. He's still making the big hits. Zach Holmes nudges it ahead. Got a couple of chases here too.
Captain Cotty back there to clean up. Does a lot of that.
And Zach Holmes just not getting off the tackle player, not making a big enough effort. Well, he's saying I can't move. Cramp.
Yeah. I saw this last week from him actually. He couldn't get moving. He's been excellent for Norths.
Bill Meeks, a little bit of trouble, a bit of blood.
Wing it.
Just a reminder, we'll be back here tomorrow and hope that you can join us too for East and Randwick, 4th against 5th. The top 2 teams, Eastwood and Uni, get a break this week, and watching these elimination semis unfold.
And if Manly win this, they will play Sydney Uni, and tomorrow's winner will play Eastwood next Saturday.
So we'll be on your screens next Saturday and Sunday as well, as we double up with those matches. Both scheduled for TG Milner. Cotty. Rosengreen across to Brown. Good switch. Oh. Brown put Penny. Oh, Brown is just about through. Dylan Siggs got him now, and so too Hooper.
18 blue, roll.
North's drive it another couple of metres. Gilbert, plenty of defence here, and he probably had a little look at some of it. Samawara gets up and goes again. Mardaki nearly had him. Samawara keeps trying. Podmore. Nice little weaving run from Scotty. Paulie Tuala.
Advantage offside 9.
Rosengreen. Was he stopped there? No. Oh, yes, he was. So the penalty. No, it's coming back earlier. Back the offside.
Leave that ball. Get another one on. Here it is.
Samawara. Scotty Podmore away from Ahalele, and you fooled Ed Gower too, then back on the inside and got rid of it just in time. Paulie Tuala.
That is a very interesting decision to take the shot for goal. Well, there's 14 points in this.
Yeah.
With 7 and 3/4 minutes to go.
Well, which is time.
For 2 tries.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's time. It means you don't have to convert them both. Kicks this. 11 points, a couple of tries and a goal, and they win. Sounds easy, doesn't it? 7 minutes.
They could decline one of the conversions, Brett.
Well, if this is successful, it allows them that flexibility. Should they be able to score 2 tries in 7 minutes, which would be a great escape.
Looks like he's hurting a little, Zach Holmes. He's had some cramping. So.
All right, well, they need a try and a goal in pretty quick time.
And Manly, of course, are only ambling up to the halfway line. James Leckie's got the watch on them.
Okay, both captains, ignore that. That's been stopped for quite a while. I'll keep you informed.
Okay, the game clock.
Well done, James Leckie.
On the scoreboard is not up to speed.
Is that 10? It is.
Tuala nearly got away there. So on halfway, Evans. Podmore. Zach Holmes. Dumped. Samawara. He's light on his feet. He's fantastic, isn't he? But he's good on the dance floor. Gilbert. Oh,
saw that coming.
Massive hit.
Last now 10.
That was Rippier, you know.
Moore has given it to Evans. Evans is through. Podmore. Looking likely. Holmes. Meeks. Plenty of defence out here to gather him in. Baxter makes the pass. Matt Wajau. Nick La.
Hand off blue.
Evans hurt his hand in that tackle.
Oops.
Just plonking it down there, hoping for a result.
Well, that's a great result because he is hurt.
Well, there's a few tired, banged up, injured players here.
6 for black.
Manly have made 156 tackles to 62.
Time out till I get the sub, thanks.
Jordan Smiler making way for Andrew Power.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
Now, that little chip kick came over the top because Evans was hit trying to clear that ball and he was physically unable to pass it. I think it's his right hand that has been stung. He's just getting some treatment on that. Yeah.
Well, they don't have a halfback at the moment. They've been told to play on. Eddie Ahalele at the back. They start to rumble this North's pack back towards the 22. Time is the friend of Manly at the moment. 4.5 to go.
Don't creep around here. You're okay.
And 11 is their lead.
Stop once.
Cotty, Rippier.
Wait, please, 18.
Good kick. It's all right. Corey Brown. Rosengreen gets a shocking pass, really. Corey Brown will try and make a man. Oh, he's kicked it away. Seymour. Try and turn them around. Didn't put enough on it. There's sore players out there unable to give of their best because they don't feel their best. Holmes. Evans. The clatter of boots on that firm wicket area. Rosengreen. Meeks.
Leave it.
Evans. Which way does he want to go? To Gilbert. Mr. Reliable. AJ. Samawara. Plenty of ball, but there's just a defence lining up. Nick Lahr. Good run from him. Play on. Corey Brown, not quite through. Real scrambling defence now from Manly. Andrew Power in 18.
Advantage, 12
Gilbert.
offside.
Oh, Rosengreen.
No, they got advantage.
Last beat.
They have a penalty here. Play on.
Rosengreen takes it, tests the line. Gilbert, his only friend there.
Advantage off feet, either man.
Walton. He'll take some stopping. Oh, it's been stolen. And it'll come back.
Back for the penalty. They can get a new ball on, I would imagine, because they're not going to wait
Time out.
for someone to collect that.
18 off feet.
Seymour's
Another
hurt.
one down
Corey
here
Brown's
in this
hurt.
passage he goes.
They're giving their all in this, what is certainly a last match for one of these teams.
A try here would create some interest in the last minute and a half or so.
Okay.
Seymour does well. Takes it off. Big Rory Walton. Interesting
Box now correct.
that the winner of this game, third place Manly, play today on a Saturday, and they don't play University till
Waiting for a ball.
Sunday next, which is a 8-day break.
Yeah.
And the winner of tomorrow's game will play Sunday,
See,
play Eastwood the
Toppy.
following week, and it'll be a 6-day break. So today's winner gets an extra couple of days.
But it's designed, is it not, for the team that finishes first, which is Eastwood. They play on the Saturday to give them a longer break to reach the grand final. Yes, that's what I thought was the motivation. Podmore. Andrew Power took it at the front.
Stop once, Black.
Matt Wajau's got it. And Manly have got him. Round the face, sir. Due respect being shown to Mr. Leckie. Urgent pass thrown. Moore. Well, 2 tries in 2 minutes. They need one in the next 20 seconds. Evans. Tuala.
Good tackle.
Here, the contact over there. Nick Lahr. Evans. Zach Holmes. Rippier had him, and so did Cotty. They kind of let him go, and he drives to within 4 metres of the line. The ball spills out. Evans. A little reverse pass to Gilbert.
Done. Forward. Got him.
Oh, no, sir, says AJ. But yes, indeed.
No, I got it wrong.
He had a call there
Scrum.
from the touchy, I think Nathan Pearce.
1 minute, that's now correct. They reset it.
On the near touch line. The flick pass, that has got to be forward. Yeah. Would have been a nice way for Norths to finish their season. They can't win it now. And to be honest, I think they surprised a few this year, Northern Suburbs.
They'll be happy with that season. Not as happy as they could have been if they could have gone a bit further, but they've built well. They've developed some players. They've attracted some players, and I think they'll be thereabouts again next year.
Seconds in and hold. Seconds in.
Crouch.
Manly live to fight on.
Touch.
They've got a battle next Sunday.
Pause. Engage.
So Dylan Sig in front of his own posts.
Don't grab the half.
Rippier
That will be there.
may or may not get the line out.
Nice left boot. That's a good solid win. 14-0 down they were. And they went a little bit nuts. They're playing on.
Well, that's the point. There's nothing to be gained here with a 34-23 scoreline. A try doesn't help Norths, except their pride perhaps. So Scotty Podmore will throw it in one more time. To Matt Wajau. Evans with barely the energy to run after it. Scotty Podmore, he'll take it up.
Loves a run, Scotty.
Runs into Hildebrand. Oh, he's lost it forward there, perhaps. Cotty. Do they want to counter? Or do they want to kick it out? They want to kick it out. And they have just. Rosengreen catches it, but it's Manly who progress. They were in trouble early. A game effort from Norths, but Manly too good. 34-23.
Good job. 5 tries to 2 is also a pretty good indication of just how good they've been today after a slow start. As I said, 14-0. Gee, the 34 points to 9 since then. Good performance. They have looked good. Big forward pack got the ball rolling. Time in opposition 22. That's a bit misleading at the bottom there. Norths spent a lot more time in the attacking zone and they had more ball. Too many turnovers. Manly missed a few too many tackles as well. So stats are interesting, aren't they? Often in what they don't tell you as much as what they do. Manly, excellent performance. Are pretty good all the way across the field.
Good composure from them after that trailing early. Willie Rippier is with Louise.
Thanks, Steve. Well, Willie, you kept your season alive. How does a team handle elimination finals?
It's very tough, obviously, being in a situation like this. It's a team that sort of gets used to the atmosphere and, I guess, charges on through. We never started that well. They started real well and it's good to come out with the win.
And you'll be playing Uni next week. You lost them a few weeks ago. What will you need to improve on for next week?
No, I wouldn't really tell you much, but our basics will be the best thing that we could probably work on and take into Uni. We've done, I guess, quite a few errors in the first half, especially in the second half. We sort of didn't really capitalise on stuff. So if we work on that, we'll be fine.
And what positives will Tim Lane take out of today?
The win. We always want to have the win and push on through to the semis, and that's great for Manly. And hopefully, I guess we can push one further next week. And we noticed you took over the kicking duties from Ben Seymour. Can you tell us the decision behind that? Yeah, I don't think I should have. I sprayed them a bit. No, Benny was kicking well, and I think it was just the coach's decision to make me kick. Benny's a great player, and I thought he kicked quite well. He missed one, and I guess they sort of put me on there, and I missed 3. So I'll be kicking this week a lot more than I did this week, so I'll tell you that much. Well, congratulations and good luck for next week, Billy. Thanks for money,
Yeah, this time of the season, the win is the thing, and they got it done. A couple to Seymour, Hegarty, Neville and Cotty. So 5 tries to 2, and those 2 Norths tries to Holmes and Murray came quite early in the 2nd and 11th minutes. So 34-23. And I think John Morrison is with Zach Holmes.
Yeah, down with Zach. Disappointed at the loss, but a great effort by Norths this year, Zach.
Yeah, it's been a good season for the boys. We've all come together pretty good, and we were up for today, but we came out to a really good start. We had belief, but Manly were just too good at the end and just put so much pressure on us. And yeah, congrats to them. Good luck.
It was very clear you're up for the game. 14-0 up, taking the game to Manly, catching them unawares for a while.
Yeah, I think we did our enthusiasm at the start, and we knew we could match them. It's been close the other games this year, but yeah, they've got some good players, and we sort of gave them too many opportunities, and they scored some points. But yeah, we were proud with how we played today.
You look back on your season as a great season coming to Sydney. You've got the point scoring record in Sydney for Norths, and contract with the Brumbies too to look forward to.
Yeah, mate, I couldn't have asked for anything more this season. It's been really well staying injury free and getting to play 22 games. It's been awesome, but not the result we wanted, but we'll come back better next year. Hope this group can stay together, and we're looking for better things. But yeah, it's been really good.
Well, it was a great entertaining game. Zach, well done on your game, and look forward to seeing you again next year.
Thanks, John, and thanks to all North supporters. Cheers.
Yeah, good on you. Good game from him. And how about this from Tavita Metasela in the 53rd minute on to Hegarty. It was a fine try, and then Caden Neville out wide. I think he enjoyed it.
Nothing that stops him.
Yeah, it was a good effort by the Manly pack. And Ed Gower was one of their standouts, and he's with John.
Yeah, Ed Gower, he might be the tightest man in club rugby, having played every minute of every game, Ed, but enjoying every minute by the looks of it too.
Yeah, mate, definitely loving every minute. After a game like that, you can't help but enjoy, wins like that. And, mate, just got our heads down and looking forward to next week.
Norths took it to you in that first 15, 20 minutes. They got a good jump on you. Were you caught a little flat, a little complacent, or was it the strength of North's play?
Oh, I don't think it was complacency at all. We knew they were going to be tough outfits, so we were definitely focused on this game, and warm-up was good, so we were pretty switched on. I think it was definitely a display of how strong they are.
And a chance to take on Sidney University again. That's the next challenge. A couple of weeks ago, they showed you what standard you have to play. How are you up for it?
Yeah, well, we did play against them a couple of weeks ago, and they did beat us. The score we thought didn't really reflect the way that we played. We lost a few tries in the first half, and I think if we can knuckle down in that first half, get those points that we should have got a few weeks ago, then we can definitely take it to them next week.
All right, we'll look forward to watching that game next week. Congratulations, Ed, on your game. Well done to Manly today.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, Manly just too good, but we're looking forward to Easts and Randwick tomorrow. We'll be back here at Coogee Oval, and tough to pick. Easts with a good record, and who are the important players here, Brett?
Well, their forward pack is crucial. Hodgson into the team for the first time this year. Matt Hodgson, that is, of Wallaby fame. He'll be massive for them, and he'll complement Andrew Shaw enormously.
And Pakalani back for Randwick. That's interesting. He'll make a contribution.
Adam Fry, a great leader in this forward pack. Ben Moen also, and interestingly, they've got him playing in the second row. The big factor for tomorrow, East in fourth place, Randwick fifth, and East will be without Brendan McKibben in the halfback jersey. Massive loss for East.
Indeed. Anyway, to close us off for today, here's Steph.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. Great work from you and Messieurs Papworth and Morrison. Well, that result, of course, does mean it's curtains for North Seaton and Manly. Well, they've got a week to regroup before they face defending premiers Sidney University Sunday week. Now, of course, we do have more finals action tomorrow, but don't go anywhere, because before that, New South Wales and Victoria go head-to-head in the first semi-final for the women in the Australian Indoor Bowls Championships from Tweed Heads. And tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. when we find out whether Easts or Randwick will be continuing their run to the final. That one back here at Coogee Oval. So it's exciting times in the Shute Shield. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us today. Bye for now.